Hi guys, it's Don with Pa's Garden Journal. I thought I'd talk to you today about something that I absolutely hate about gardening, and that is pulling weeds in the middle of the hot enjoyments of summers. I can't stand it, I hate it, and anytime I try to do it, it's a pain. And I'm sure some of you feel the same way about pulling weeds. But I think I've found out a couple of things that would help, that has helped me a lot this past year, and I continue to do it today. And I thought I'd share that with you. One is that I put down a woven weed fabric during my planting season, and I use that when I plant my crops. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that today because I will use that in another video later on this year, and you'll see that as it comes to the planting season. But the other thing I want to talk to you about today, and that's really important, is during the off season, I don't let my beds sit here empty. I cover them up with a fabric, a tarp, and a lot of people do that and have started doing that, and it's great for killing weeds. The best thing I could tell you to use is silage tarps you can find. They're kind of expensive in places, but a lot of the gardening centers carry them. And I personally use a 6 mil black plastic, and I get that from my local big box stores. And it's a good buy, it's cheap, it's pretty, and the thing about it is it's very easy for me to use that out here by myself trying to do all of this work. I find that it's easy, like I said, and it's easy to handle. I can take it on and off without a whole lot of trouble. And I'm going to walk you through the garden here and let you kind of see what I'm talking about. My garden area is basically divided into two sections, each being 30 foot by 40 foot. And what you see here first is the back half that does not have a tarp covering it and covering the beds. The fabric you see is the woven weed fabric I was telling you about. I put it down the walkways and I leave that there all year, and I just cover it right over it with the tarps when I put those down. This year I'm rotating my tarps for the first time and only covering one half of my garden at a time and leaving it each month. At the first week of each month, I will move it back to the other half of the garden. So today, as we're talking about this, I'm relocating my tarp over to the back side of the back half of my garden, like we were just looking at. And I want to rotate it, like I said, the first week of each month. And I'll do that until planting time. Probably somewhere around March or April here in Georgia. And this rotating and this moving these tarps takes me about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. But you know, that's a whole lot quicker than being out here for 2 hours and at 98 degrees trying to pull weeds, because we've had a lot of summer rains and that type of thing, and the weeds are going crazy. So let me get to working on that tarp, and I'll be right back in a jiffy. And I want to share with you the hows and the whys of what I do with the tarping. Before I put it down on those beds you saw, I take my hand tiller and I lightly till the soil and turn the seeds under that might have been hidden in there or being part of that, and just turn the dirt over. Don't get real deep, don't need a tiller, anything like that. And that just kind of brings them to the top a little bit. And then I water it real good. Let it get good and soaking and good wet to wet all those seeds. And then once I do that, I pull my tarps over like you saw, and I cover the whole bed and get it smooth out. And then I use 4-inch cement blocks that I've cut in half to put around the edges and to take care of holding that tarp down. And that creates a real warm environment with that sun shining down on it during the summertime, and those seeds germinate in there under that warm environment, and that's perfect for them. The seeds germinate, and as they come up, there's no sunshine, and when there's no sunshine, they die, and that's the whole point of doing this thing. And like I said, in my process this year, I'm gonna, like the first week here of this month, we're moving them out here today. First week of next month, I'll come and move them back to the other side, back to the first half, and do the same thing all over again. And then I'll keep doing that each month until I get to March or April, which is my planting season down here. And as we start doing that, when I'm going for the last time on the section, I will put down a thin layer of compost that I make in my compost bins, and I'll be showing you some of that in the next video probably. But I go through that and I do the compost, and I put a thin layer on top of the dirt that I've got exposed in those rows. And then I also put down any recommended fertilizers that came from my soil test that I did with the Extension Agency. And once I do that and get it all put in place, then I cover those beds up for the month with my tarps, and let it cook like it does right now. And just before I plant, when I pull them off for the last time, I will take those sections of fabric, the woven weed fabric that I was telling you about earlier, I will take those and put down in the walkways, between the walkways that I have out there. And these all already have holes cut in them that I had done last year, and put those down, and then I will transplant usually my tomato plants. Right now is about the only thing I do from transplants. I will transplant the tomatoes, get those planted, and then I will also direct seed any seedlings that I have, and they go right into the ground, and it does a great job. The water goes through that, and it does a great job. I like it. I swear by it. I think it's a great thing. So just to kind of recap today and what we were talking about, we rotated the tarp and we moved it to the back half of my garden, and it took a few hours work in reality, but it's going to reap big rewards. So I just wanted to thank you for being a part of this, and if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button to follow me. And you can really help me out by sharing my channel with your gardening friends or telling your buddies about it. And I certainly welcome any comments or questions as I go along, because I'm learning as I go. I'm an old man trying to learn new tricks. And if you're old, you know what I'm talking about. But thanks for watching, and I certainly do appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.